Kat Scott is a 9-year industry veteran, salon owner, business coach for salon professionals, and hairstylist. Today, we're going to hear her story, how she got to where she is, and her views on the evolution of salon suites and now micro salons. Welcome back to the Hairdresser Strong Show. My name is Robert Hughes, and I am your host. And today, I'm with Kat Scott. How you doing today, Kat?
I am doing amazing. I'm so excited to be here with everyone today.
I'm excited to have you. So you reached out to us on Instagram, and turns out we're local hairdressers, and we're the same area. Like you're in,
Yeah.
where are you at again?
I used to be in Arlington, but now I just moved to Great Falls about 3 months ago.
Nice, nice. So
hmm
not far from
Nope.
us. We're in Georgetown, and I mean literally like it's probably 15, 20 minutes away from you.
Yeah.
So
I
we're
love
definitely
that.
going to come and visit you on our next salon hop that we do a few 4 to 6 months a year. We go once a week to salons and visit and say what's up, and because we have our beauty business brunch coming up on July 27th, so we try to get the
hmm
word out, ask everybody what type of topics, what type of education they're looking for. So we're definitely going to come by and check you out on that
Yeah.
visit.
I
So.
think you're gonna have to because
Yeah, I
after the
mean,
conversation today, you're gonna be so curious.
I am already curious. So we had a pre-conversation to all of our audience members out there listening. We had a previous conversation, and the conversation we included like where your story, but it really kind of dove into this evolution of salons, and I just thought it was a really interesting topic. So why don't we just dive right in? Let's talk. Let's hear your story. How you got to where you are. Did you go to school or did you do an apprenticeship? Like how did that happen and get your first salon job and all that stuff?
Okay, well, I actually have a fun one when it comes to how I got my license. I actually went to two hair schools, too. I joined this industry straight out of hair high school, and the first school I went to was a Paul Mitchell partner school, which is like half Paul Mitchell and half privately owned. And I did that full day school program, and unfortunately, it wasn't ran the best, so I owed full tuition when it was time for me to take my state board. So I didn't have it at 19. So I had to take a year off and kind of do some soul searching and see if hair was really where I wanted to be. And lo and behold, it's where I want it to be. So a year and a half later, I re-enrolled in the Paul Mitchell School in Tyson's Corner, and I did the night school program, which was twice as long. And I got my license through that in 2016. And then after that, I was just working at, doing the traditional salon experience. I worked at my first salon for about 4 years, and then I was fired for not being a good cultural fit for their environment. And
After
I
4
swear,
years?
after 4 years, it
They
was
didn't
like,
discover a cultural fit problem before 4 years?
look, per their words, I was doing way too much. Okay. Their culture was just like, come here, do the job, and then go home. But I have always been a very ambitious person, and I always was
Oh.
going above and beyond. And,
They don't
sometimes,
like
you
ambitious
don't like
people.
it, because I was gonna be influencing everybody else to do too much, and they couldn't have that because it was one of those environments where you couldn't charge as much as the salon owner. It was like really not cool.
Hmm.
So that four
That's
year
old school.
I mean, very old school. I mean, that four
Yeah.
year experience and being like just dropped like instantly. Like I went on vacation, came back, and they were like, "Yeah, you don't work here anymore." I was like, "Oh,
Whoa.
okay, amazing."
Wow.
And then I found another salon about 4 days later, and I was at that salon for about 6 months, and then COVID hit.
Oh.
So during COVID is really when I was thinking about like, hey, I told myself when I joined this team that I will never give another 4 years of my career to somebody that I don't believe in and that will just drop me any second. So if it doesn't work at this space, I'm gonna have to give this a shot on my own. And lo and behold, when we got back from COVID, the salon environment I was in was just it was worse. It was so bad. I mean, it was like the person I worked for was like a textbook villain. I was like, oh no. If you are this successful, air quotes, on multiple locations and everything, then and you're this awful, I know that I can do it by
Totally.
myself. So in September 2020, I opened my salon. and it was in a salon suite in Herndon. And that was when my whole world like kind of opened up because I never went into this industry thinking that I would be a salon owner as soon as I did, as I was in my career. At that point, I was about 5 years in to my career, and I thought that I was okay with being on a team. Like leadership and managing wasn't something like in my goals at the moment, but you know, when life happens, you just got to keep rolling with it. So I was in my salon suite for about, I want to say I was at my first salon suite for 2 years. And then after 2 years, I upgraded from one chair to two chairs. Um, on that upgrade, I had an assistant and I knew I wanted to expand and do more because very quickly in salon suites, you figure out everything all at one time. I think owning a salon suite is the most gangster thing you can ever do. Like you have went from just doing hair to doing all the things instantly. Instantly. You are all the hats in one. So if anyone's listening to this about like, and you're eager about salon suites, just know that it's a lot all at one time and it's a huge responsibility that you're taking on too. And then on top of doing our job normally, you have to deal with the public and you have to deal with everything that comes at you. There's no room in between. You are
So
all the
can
things.
I can I ask you a question on that? This this is I'm so glad you brought this up. So what just because we're here,
Mhm,
get and you're gonna like and the people who are listening, there's definitely somebody listening or watching that's like, you know what, I want to go into a suite. And but these people could be at different levels in their career. And so some
mhm.
people could be in school, some people could be 10 years into their career. Could you say, like, do you have any advice for the maybe pick like two or three different people at different levels for like how they should know, like what they should do and what they should know before they just make that jump so that they can increase their chances of success?
I think that it's better to go into these suites proactively versus reactively. Okay. And I'm coming this from being a business coach and just focusing on consciousness. Jumping into it without a plan as far as like in game and what your goals are and longevity of your suite is not the way to do it. You need to have at least one of those three things. What is my goal here? Am I going to stay solo forever, or is this going to be a starting point? Or am I going to lay down roots in this space right now and expand within it? And that's something that's really new to salon suites. And this is why we're talking about micro salons because that evolves what a salon suite is. Um, I don't believe that it is wise to jump right into a salon suite when you're fresh to the industry. I think there's a lot of experience that you need to have when you're in a team environment and learn and that things that hair school doesn't prepare you for. So if you're going to open, I think everyone likes the idea of salon suites because you have so much freedom, right? You
Yeah.
have freedom. And let's talk about the process of getting a salon suite. There's no credit check. There's no client check. There's no anything. They're like, hey, you can pay this. And you're like, yeah. You're like, okay, sign it up. And then the rest is up to you. Like the landlord's not going to check to make sure you have the right clientele to sustain this weekly rent. And the rent is still going to be due each week. So it's like you really need to go in it with some business savvy, honestly, and experience obviously behind the chair. Because if you don't have the skills, clients won't come. And then you also have to have marketing skills as well too. This all can be great in a salon team environment to learn while you have the
Right.
safety and not the pressure. So
So
that's
I
my
love that,
advice.
like the things you learn. So I'm gonna ask two questions. I know we're detouring here,
Mhm.
so I'm very aware. We're gonna come, but we're gonna come back. But so I got what I got from you is two things to think about are like what is your sorry. The things that you can what are two things that you learn in a salon or shop suite team environment that are going to be I have two questions. So this is the first question. What are
Okay.
two things that people learn in team environments? Because some people might be in those environments and not really paying attention to those things, and then
Mhm.
they might leave to go to a suite and then be like, oh, I should have paid more attention to this, or I should have been practicing this more, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a dynamic one because it's like I think being in a team environment, you just get to see how other artists in our industry upfront work, right? It's not necessarily like I'm gonna do exactly everything that Rob does next to me in the chair. But it's cool that Rob is mixing this and doing this technique like this and seeing different kind of clients and interacting and getting that experience. If something goes great, if something doesn't go so great. And then just knowing that that's the kind of experience I'm talking about because let's be honest, technical training is different these days. You can get that online instantly. So it's like it's more so like social interaction. It's like a social experiment, really.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
experience you need to have because it's all, you know this, you're a stylist. It's all great when you're doing a great job, but the moment you have a human experience and something doesn't go the right way, it gets tense really fast.
Yeah, yeah. I would have answered something similar, like
Yeah.
etiquette, basically. I feel like it's what you're
Yeah.
saying, like social situations, how to handle tough situations. Okay, so
Yeah.
what the other question is, do you have any sort of quantitative data piece or like a number or any number that someone could, be like, hey, do you have X amount of revenue, X amount of clients, or something like that? Is there like what is, or X amount of money? Like is there like a formula? It's like you should have enough revenue to pay your to like, what are these numbers? Like I know it's
Yeah.
situational by the stylist and the services they offer, but like can we ballpark here?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna base it off of my experience. Okay. Because when I made the jump to the suite, I assumed that none of my clients were gonna follow me.
Oh,
That was my mindset going in. I was like, I am so scattered. I just moved two locations in such a short span of time. I have to assume that no one is going to follow me, and then am I willing to start from scratch and do what I need to do? I had saved up about 15K
okay.
in tips. And I knew that that was going to be my starting for my products, for my decor, for my everything. I was like, okay, this is what I need. And that was enough for me to cover at least 3 months of rent comfortably.
Okay. I like that. That's a
Comfortably.
hard number. I love that.
Yes.
15K, 3 months. Did that help you with your bills at home as well?
It didn't it okay, so I'm married, so I have dual income, right? But it was
Okay.
enough for me, like, and I did have clients. Clients were able to find me, but like I think it really depends on the drive of the person. So are they willing to do what you need to do? Because remember this, y'all. If you're going in salon suite, you're not taking walk-ins. That's not what those
Right.
environments are for. You are now appointment only. So the grind is on. You have to be on it with your own marketing and rely on your own efforts. Something that you kind of made me think about was the first 6 months of me opening my suite. I didn't have any guidance. Okay. No guidance. My guidance was my peers in the industry and my suite mates within it. I'm asking them, they're asking me, so what are you doing? How are you treasure? How are you structuring your business? What's your policy? And it's really honestly the blind leading the blind. And I think it's very natural for us to do this because we come from team environments and we love to support each other. So we're just sharing information over without the consciousness of what each individual business goals are. So I hated that experience. And then most importantly, clients were taking me for a ride because I'm in this new business. I need to build my clients. So I'm just taking anyone and anyone because I have bills. I have bills to pay. And in suites now, it's like it's not a monthly rent, it's a weekly rent pressure. So you're looking at your book and you're like, oh, hell, do I have enough to cover this week's rent? Do I have enough to cover my bills like after this? So you get kind of stuck in this hairdresser mindset of like, I'm busy, I'm slow, I'm busy, the roller coaster. But now you're a salon owner. You can't view it weekly, even though that's just, you have to look at it at a monthly, quarterly basis. Just because you're slow this week doesn't mean that you're not making money for the whole month. It's like perspective that I feel like, again, that's experience of being a salon owner. We're really great hairstylists, but when we go into business for ourselves, we're a hairstylist first when we need to be a business owner first. And
So
that's
good.
always hard. Always
So
hard.
true. So good. So true. Oh man. Okay, so this is so good. All right, so back on track here. So
Mhm.
you're in you go into a suite
Mhm.
and that's what we're talking about. So why don't we go
Mhm.
from there? So you go into a suite, you're building it from there. Did you have a goal of what you said that people should have a goal why they're going into a suite. Like, is this the forever thing? Is this a transitional thing?
Yeah.
Or is this like a stepping stone thing? And So
I
did you know
mean,
that when you went in?
no, because I went into it just trying to break free of the environment I was in. I was just like, I just need my own peace. I need to be in control
Totally.
of everything. But then you start working in it. Like I said, after that first 6 months, I was like, okay, so what are we doing here? Okay, I think this is going to be a stepping stone for me to get my bigger space. So I need to make as much money as I am solo so I can save and go into my bigger salon because I need to have the bigger salon in order for me to grow my team. And most importantly, it's really obvious if you're not in the suite, you're not making money. Okay. So
Right.
vacations, sick days, rent is still due. So that was my thought back then, right? Fast forward 7 months in, I get a coach. I get a business coach, okay? And my world changes. I had only ever viewed suites as something when you're on that last legs of your career and you just want to have your own piece and take your clients whenever you want, or as a stepping stone to get you to that bigger space. My coach at the time, and this is all through Destroy the Hairdresser, who I'm a coach with. So hi. um, my coach at the time really challenged me to think about maximizing the space that you're in right now. I never viewed my salon suite as a full functioning salon. I was like, this is a suite. It's just me and my client, and that's it. No, no, no. What do you mean I can build a team within it right now? Is anyone going to want to work in my little 100 square foot room with just me in one chair? Like, this is not possible. I don't see how it's possible at all. So that really, like, just kind of got my wheels turning. I was like, well, if they're doing it, why can't I do it? Let me give it a shot. Let me see who wants to work at my salon. Because honestly, if you think about it, Rob, what is the difference between a salon suite and a bigger salon? Can you tell me?
I mean, the obvious, the people, the team, multiple people all doing hair at one time.
Right. And you can still do that in micro in a salon suite. You're now a micro. It's just a smaller space. It's a more intimate environment. Nothing changes other than the size of the space. And I always call stylists. I'm like, we're such size queens. Ugh, we want bigger and better and everything, but it's just like it doesn't. You gotta think. You gotta rewarp that mindset. Bigger does not mean more success
So
at
tell me
all.
about what this talk to me about this pitch idea. Like, say you're like, so what's like, how do you sell the space to, like, if let's say I have a suite, or one of the
Yes.
audience members has a suite and they're like, wait a
Yes.
minute, you're what I hear is you saying I can reduce my overhead, potentially create revenue, and start the process of, if I want to, because I don't have to make that decision now, to build a bigger team to go into a bigger space.
Mhm.
So that person, what are you saying to them? Like,
I'm making them an
this is,
offer.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm making them an offer. That's what I'm
And
doing.
so like,
I
what are you
am
saying? Hey, I have a commission opportunity available. Are they renting from you also? Like,
No, we are doing a full functioning commission salon. This is
okay.
not rent split or anything like that. Because I know a lot of listeners that are in salon suites. We all battle with the whole like when you have a lease, you have to pay extra for having another stylist in your chair, right? In your suite. But the thing is that this is not someone that's on the lease with you that's sharing the rent. These are an employees. They work for you in
Right.
a W-2, a commission base. So what I am telling stylists, and if you're listening, if you're in a DMV, I'm probably popped up in your DMs recruiting you because that's what I do. I give stylists offers. I tell them about my environment, which is very nuanced. We do time-based pricing. I like to describe my environment as working in a commission salon with the benefits of like working like an independent, as if you're a rental stylist, but the safety of a W-2. That's what my pitch is too. That means that you can still create your own schedule. You can come and go as you please. You can choose your own pricing and you can raise any time that you want. Okay. You can enjoy the benefits of working on a team environment without the pressures of having to stay in the salon 24/7, being micromanaged. No, I'm here to grow your career, not a job. And you are a perfectly responsible adult and you don't need me to micromanage you and you don't need me to teach you how to do hair either. So that way it's like in my two-chair salon suite when I moved to Arlington, I was able to have 6 people working within that space. Six
Nice.
people. And we did that through station sharing. And station sharing is not what it sounds like split shifts, like come in the morning, you come in the afternoon. No, 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 no. Our booking system it knows that we have 2 chairs available and we're open 7 days a week, right? If there's a slot available, a client can book it online. That's how it works. So that means that you can, because remember when you sign on your suites, they tell you you have access to this space 24 hours a day. And we never take in on that. But no, no, no. With a micro salon, we're going to maximize that space for when we're not in there to always be generating income. And that is scalable. That is sustainable growth. So like you were saying, Rob, it's not like you have to like, if you want to, you can stay in your micro salon forever, but this is how you do it. This is how you want to do it. If you want to, like myself, I was forced to go into a bigger space because I had literally maxed out where I was currently at. I was like, okay, now we need to go into 5 chairs now. We can do it now. And nothing changed with our structure. It was already there. All we had to do was focus on build out.
So
And
you
that was
only
a saving grace.
you had 2 chairs in a 100 square foot salon suite?
Mhm.
I
It was tiny in
I would
Arlington.
have to see that,
It
yeah.
was tiny. It was, I mean, we were back to back. Like we were like chair, mirror, and we would be working back to back to each other like that.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
it was bumping. It was
Oh,
bumping
okay.
in there. Like we would have, oh my gosh. It
Right,
was a sensory overload at times, but that was like, but that's what we wanted to see, to be honest. Like I that's making the most for the buck, honestly.
right. Well, it also sets you up for prepping the customers for the experience as you transition into a bigger space. That there's going to be a lot of people around. It's going to be busy versus the
Yeah.
typical salon suite experience is one-on-one, maybe someone processing, but like it seems to be not like that, you know. So which is not like a salon environment at all.
Right. But it's still like I think the thing that's awesome about salon suites is that intimate one-on-one in time together. And I think it allows I know some stylists out there still double book within their suites and stuff. And I will never double book. I have not double booked since going independent because I'm not working that way at all. I charge for my time, so that is exclusive to the client that's in front of me. I'm not splitting it between anybody else. But I think that you can still have that in a bigger salon setting, just that one-on-one experience and not have a sensory overload of a million people all at one time. I think the days are gone of having like a 15-chair salon. I think it's only going towards like intimate one-on-one, but the thing is that our industry is so far behind that we don't know how to make profit from that because we're like cram as many people as we can in one time because we need to make that money. We need to restructure some things because this is how it's going.
Hmm. So when you expanded from one suite and to
Mhm.
get more chairs, what was that move?
What do you mean?
Like, did you tear down the wall and take over another suite? Did you have to re physically
No,
relocate to a
I had to
different building?
relocate. I moved from Herndon 1 chair to Arlington to 2 chairs. So I had to physically relocate. And I
Okay.
was in Arlington for about another 2 years. And then I
Okay.
moved into Great Falls, which I have my 5 chair salon now.
Okay. And that's
Yeah.
not that's a commercial lease. That's not
Yep.
a lease from a suite.
Yeah. Okay. So you know what's so funny too, Rob, is like I'm in my second suite now, okay? Remember that. And Arlington rent is hella expensive. Like expensive. It was nothing like Herndon, right? I didn't realize that the amount of money that I was spending each week, I could afford a bigger space.
Hmm.
I could have, I'm in a 1,000 square foot space now and paying less than I was for my 2 chair suite in Arlington.
What? Hold on. 2 chair suite? Was that one suite with 2 chairs or was it like a double suite?
It's technically a double because you can put 2 chairs into it.
Okay, so that's not the norm because I think I was seeing what is the rent going for? It was like $400 the last time I checked per
Oh, no,
week
no, no,
for a
no.
single.
600, 670 a
For a
week
single?
for a double,
For a double. Okay,
for a double.
670 and then monthly, what is that? That's 25,
It was like
26.
I was paying like 2,700 a month
Yeah, okay. All right,
for
got
my
it.
suite, for my,
Right.
I mean, that's just not, you can definitely afford. This is what I'm saying. Remember, I was saying earlier, when we see it as a weekly charge, we forget what it looks like as a monthly. And
Right.
if you have a suite right now, look at that. You could probably afford a bigger space. And why wouldn't you do the bigger space? Because nothing
Yeah,
would
I mean,
change.
especially if you got like two or three suite owners together, that suite renters that they liked each other and they already worked in the similar building, and it's not a
Why
bad
not?
idea.
It's not. I mean, because you can afford it. It's just you've already done the scary things. I think I just want salon suite owners to see themselves as salon owners. You are a salon owner. You're just micro. That's it. People will want to work for you. If I can, I think my suite mates, when I was hiring so many, I was doing interviews all the time. All the time. They're all like, how many people work here? It's like a clown car. Like, how many? I've seen so many stylists come here. I'm like, I'm building my team. I'm building my empire. Okay. I hire and fire very quickly. I know exactly what I'm expecting from people, and I know the offer that I have. And that's what makes me a successful salon owner, honestly. Just knowing how to build a team and how to reach those stylists, you know?
So how long have you been in the salon now? The five
3 months.
chairs?
3 months.
3 months.
We just
And
got there in this end of November.
well, congratulations. That's exciting.
Thanks. Thanks.
And how big is your team currently?
We have 5 stylists on our team right now. Five
Including
chairs, five
yourself or
stylists.
not including yourself?
6 including myself.
Six including you.
Yes.
Nice. I mean, I've interviewed a lot of salon owners, and multiple of them have said that the six chair salon or stylist salon is the most profitable. I mean, I don't know what that's based on, but
You know,
I'm assuming that's just it's easier to manage and fill
Rob,
those
like
chairs.
honestly, like with my 5 chairs, my goal is 10 stylists. I need double. I'm maximizing this space as well too, because I can't. This is why this is a whole nother topic, and I'm getting off of it. But this is why I don't like booth rental salons because it caps your income to have a stylist claim a chair. I need that chair to be making money 24/7, 24/7, because it's very natural in our industry to have gaps in our books. That's okay. But as a salon owner, that's money out of the door for me. I need to see people in my chairs all the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
5 chairs never stopped me because it never did when I had 2 or 1 chair. I always see the potential of more. And that's what I coach to when I hear about these salon environments. I'm like, oh, you could have double on your team. That's how you make money.
So, I mean, I love this concept of like, graduate school, go get experience, build a clientele, understand the industry. And
Hmm.
personally, I think that how long do you think would be an ideal amount of time that a person should invest in the experience and relationship building part before they go out and venture into the business part?
Honestly, it depends. Okay, this is my advice. Get a business coach. Get a stylist, salon owner, niche down business coach because you will be able to get to your goals a lot faster with guidance. Because the only challenge here with all of this in this industry is us. It's you, is what you tell yourself. That's always the biggest challenge. And I wouldn't say like I say like as little as a year. If you have guidance, if you have real good support to do it, why and that's really up to the individual if they feel confident. If they can afford it and they believe in themselves and they have a mission and they have a goal, you can do anything. I mean, I would have never thought that I would have moved this fast and got where
So,
I'm
do
at.
you have a support staff at your salon?
We do not have a support staff. We do
So,
not
does
have any
everyone do their
assistants.
own shampoos?
Hmm. They do. Remember,
So,
we
do you
charge
not?
for our time.
So you're not training rising stylist, new talent?
No, I think that's a very traditional and old school way of building your team is to take on that burden as a salon owner, to retrain stylists that come fresh out of hair school. I think that in my personal goals, I want to open a hair school one day, and that's going to be the environment for that. I do not take newbies that are new to the industry. I get stylists that are already experienced, and those stylists are already working for somebody else. So I
So,
reach out
would
to
you
them.
take a student 1 year out of school?
I will not.
Okay, so then the advice for how long should someone go and work in a team environment, get the experience? I'm speaking specifically out of school. What do you
Mhm.
think is a good investment in developing yourself to be be a career stylist where you have significant exposure and experience in customer service, etiquette, communication, team building, as well as time to hone your craft so that you're actually able to handle the everything on your own and take on business stuff as well. I mean,
I'm gonna stand by the year thing because these stylists are so talented. They're not like us when we first started in the industry. They can get at technical skills. They can be mastered easily. That's not the hard part. Honestly, anyone can do hair. It's not hard to do hair. That's fine. Like you can do really good hair if you're determined and you want to do a really good job. My thing is get support. No matter what stage you're at in your industry, have someone that is doing the things that you want to do so that you have guidance on how to get there a lot quicker. Because the technical skills is not the problem. The marketing is not the problem. It's your
So
business
you think
savvy.
1 year, I'm just trying to make sure because
Yeah,
I'm not 100% clear. You think 1 year at someone graduates school, they could get the experience they need in 1 year before going out on their own? That's what
if
you
they have
think?
guidance. If they have
Yeah.
guidance, yes, I do.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna disagree, but
Okay.
that's okay.
That's
That's the
okay.
sharing ideas. I definitely think it takes a couple of years at least. Now I bring this up because there is like, we in this new modern age, we don't like to talk about the amount of time something takes. We like to talk about what you have to accomplish to get to the end goal. But the reality is that the majority of people take a certain amount of time to reach those end goals. And so, like, if we're talking about, like, hey, trailblazers, blazing a trail, that's one thing. But, like, hey, the majority out there, if you're thinking about investing in your career and growing it, like, what is that pathway like? You won't hire somebody 1 year out of school, but that's okay for them to go into business on their own. So to
Yeah.
me, that that's a concern. So what is the average, what is the type of person, like what are you looking for in hiring somebody in terms of experience or impression, like how not only like maybe like is there a resume, are there numbers, is there an attitude vibe, like what
I
do
would
you
I would hire someone 1 year out of school. I wouldn't hire someone fresh out of school. Like
okay
you just got your
okay
license. I'm not hiring you when you're fresh out of school. You need some kind of salon. And I know that because I've
okay
hired people fresh out of school and I've had that experience. And it's too much burden for me to retrain them and teach them. It's too much. I can't
so
handle it. But
that
I
is
would
what every
hire. Yeah.
salon owner, that's what the majority of salon owners are telling me, is that they cannot afford to hire people straight out of school because the deficits in soft skills are
Not there.
too high. And like
Yeah.
it's too much of a deficit and they're not really like they're equipped to refine someone's soft skills for their culture and their customers' experience, but they're not there to like be like finishing school, cotillion or like
No.
something like that.
No.
So then we just discovered a problem in our industry that
Yeah. Hair
neither
school is the
um
problem.
maybe, but like
What we're trained
yeah,
in
but
hair
like
school.
fixing, I like if it was, let's just say hypothetically, hair
Okay.
school is the problem. Making changes in hair school is a multiple year process. You can't make changes overnight in 1 year, 2 years. It's a 3, 5, 6, 7 year process because of all the regulations and the state board being an immovable
Yeah.
force and
Mhm.
departments of education and the NACAS board and all this stuff. So taking on the schools is like a long-term goal. But in the short term, if we're trying to help people, that's
Mhm.
what we have the show for, is to provide people with the information they need to like find success with a focus and primary focus on rising stylists and new talent. So what I've discovered in this conversation is I have a question. What are students supposed to do if
Okay. I
salon
love this.
owners
I
don't
know
want to
it.
hire them?
I know what they should do. They should work in corporate ran salon environments. That'll give you a lot of
Okay.
experience. Corporate ran, I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Great Clips, the hair cutteries,
I
the
am. Yep.
bubbles.
Oh yeah.
Join those teams because those are walk-in based and they are turn and burn. That'll dive you straight into the industry. And I think that salon owners need to get comfortable with stylists working at multiple locations at one time.
Hmm.
That's the solution there. Okay. That is literally the solution. I love a good apprentice program and everything like that, but only if the salon is profitable and can sustain that. Okay. That is a fun thing to do on that, but that can't be your goal is to have them go through this apprentice program and then have them join your team. That is, that's too much managing for you. I feel as a salon owner, you have only a handful of jobs really. Hire hairdressers and to market the salon. Hire
So
hairdressers and to market the salon.
So marketing the salon, if you be marketing a brand, not just
Mm-hmm.
a place with these 12 hairdressers, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
And
this is a
vibes.
place you should come here and we
Yeah.
hire good talent.
Yeah.
Is that right? So how do you ensure that your brand promise is kept to the customer if you're hiring people from that have these experiences at all these different places? Don't you
Yeah.
have to have some sort of training there as well? Finding
The
like
only
that.
training, the only training that they need to know is just the rules that I have in place on how we do things. I'm not teaching them how to do hair. I wouldn't have recruited them if I didn't think they knew how to do hair.
I don't
That's
think
my point.
knowing how to do hair is what we're talking about at all. I think we're talking about how do you actually be a successful stylist, assuming you have some skills. How do you become a successful stylist? I think we both on the same page and agree
Is
that it's not the hard skills because you can figure that out. It's the
yeah.
soft skills, the etiquette.
Of what? Like, if I'm recruiting a stylist and I looked at their Instagram, clearly they have clients. They know how to be a good, successful stylist. Now, I'm just, as a salon owner, I'm giving them the space and environment and support to be great. That's it. I'm keeping the lights on. I'm keeping it supplied for you to have everything else. Anything else outside of that is up to the stylist to build their career.
And so what is the brand promise that you make to the customers for that when you're marketing the salon?
You're gonna leave with beautiful, healthy, transformed hair.
So no experiential brand promises, just
What do
the
you mean by
outcome, the
experiential?
transactional part. I'm talking about like customers aren't buying haircuts after a certain dollar price point. They're buying an experience and an outcome. They're not just buying an outcome. So what I'm trying to hone in on is there
I got
like
it.
the challenges in like your approach to a traditional person listening to this. I can
Yeah.
already hear the questions, and that's why I'm trying to like
No,
anticipate
I
those
love this.
questions.
I think that hairdressers have overcomplicated what this experience thing has gotten really out of hand. We're not bartenders. We're not doing a song and dance with clients. Like they want to go to trusted professionals that give their honest opinion, which we are lacking in this industry. We are a lot of yes people when really the conversation is no, and maybe let's pivot and do this instead. Okay. The client is not always right in our industry, and they can't be because we are the professionals. That's the experience. You're going to come into my salon and you're going to have honest professionals that will get the job done. And of course, the environment, the music, that's going to you're going to be catered to. That's we're running a business here too. But simplify it. You don't have to do a song and dance and offer this package and da, 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 da. Do the hair and do the hair really well. That's what clients want. End of story.
All right. Well, I think that is a place where we can wrap it up. The we have hit our time, so I want to be respectful and wrap this up. So, would you tell us what are your opinions or advice, if you have any, or maybe some last words that you'd like to share as to sign off with?
Yes. Okay. Well, if you've been listening so far and you have so many questions on how to even hire within your suite or what expansion could even look like at your current salon, I think this is the perfect time for you to book a free discovery coaching call with me. I'm a coach with Destroy the Hairdresser, and everything that we talked about today is just to provoke your mindset to think beyond what you're physically seeing in front of you because I've done it. I'm coaching other stylists in our industry to do it, and it's just all the nuance that the industry really needs. Don't try to do this all by yourself and just crowdsource information from your friends and everything. No, you have a goal in mind. You just need a support system there to get you there a lot quicker and just nuance and perspective because our industry is changing and you can do whatever you want within it. There's no wrong or right way to do business. It's just you need to listen to voice inside of you first. That's all. You can follow me at Cat Scott Styles on Instagram and book a coaching call with me. I love talking about this industry and I hope to be back on this podcast again, picking your brains again.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. I'm just like thinking about other side conversations that we could have. I think we should do like a live and give the audience a chance to jump in ask
Mhm.
questions and stuff like that. And so I definitely look forward to having you on the show again,
Yeah.
especially, being a local business owner and beauty professional is very close to heart for us at Hairdresser Strong. So we definitely look forward to interacting with you more. And I want to dig in more. You've made me think about some things, and I'm definitely coming back for the to keep this conversation
Good.
going. All right. Well, until next time, I'll see you later.